comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's DK Wrestler here from a Funko Popcast, and in today's video, I'm going to be making my top 5 list of Wonder Woman Funko Pops. But before that happens, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, let's check it out. So like I said, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a top 5 list of Wonder Woman Funko Pops. And reason being is that not only this year, but more specifically this month, actually marks the 80th anniversary of when Wonder Woman had first debuted in the DC comic universe. Of course, Funko has done a few waves now of the 80th anniversary Wonder Woman Pops. Do they make this list? Well, you're gonna have to find out right now, as I'm gonna talk about my number 5 pick. So coming in at number 5 on my list, it is the Wonder Woman with cape from the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary lineup, and I think this pop is pretty cool, to be honest. It's a little bit simplistic, which is why it's at the bottom of this list, but at the same time, I'm really loving the detail of the way they executed the colors, where they kind of spaced out their usual red, blue, white, and the yellowish gold color as terms to this pop. I really like that. I like the way the hair is, especially because we're in 2021. A lot of pops are now detailed compared to, let's say, a pop from like 2016, 2017, and I really love the amount of detail that's put into such a simplistic posed pop, which is why it made it to the top 5 list in this video. So without further ado, let's move over to my number 4 pick. So coming in at number 4, it is the pop rides of Wonder Woman with the Invisible Jet. Now, you can argue by saying that the pop I talked about previously is better than the figure that's in this, which is totally correct. I totally agree. But the reason that the Wonder Woman in the Jet essentially is higher up than that Wonder Woman with cape is the fact that it's got the invisible jet. That's all it really has, because Wonder Woman, not only in the, I think, few DCEU movies that she is featured in, but also in the comics, she is known for having the invisible jet. And I think it was really cool for Funko at the time, especially in 2016, when I'm pretty sure this pop was made, that they made a pop rise of her in the invisible jet. Of course, it's really low on the list because of the way that pop rides were made at this point, including this one, where you essentially just take a basic posed character, and then with the vehicle you just put a, like, you cut out a square essentially and you just fit the pop in there, and that's essentially what they did with pop rides back in the day. Otherwise, if it was just the character in the vehicle itself, I don't even think it would make it, essentially, because yeah, the character that I talked about previously with the cape of Wonder Woman is definitely a better detailed pop, but it's because the invisible jet is why it made it higher than that. Anyways, guys, let's move on to my number 3 pick. Coming in at number 3, it is the Legion of Collectors exclusive Wonder Woman with lasso from the 2017 Wonder Woman movie. One of the big reasons why I added this pop to the list is because, if I can be totally honest here, Wonder Woman 2017 is actually my favorite DCEU movie to this day, even more than Zack Snyder's Justice League. I really loved how Wonder Woman 2017 turned out, and I think if I were to choose any pop, obviously, from that movie to be on this list, it had to be this one. It's got quite a bit of detail, especially with the more updated look of Wonder Woman, but at the same time, it is keeping the classic color looks of the, I almost said the cartoon, the comic book variant of Wonder Woman, and I just really like how it's also metallic, because I feel like with her outfit, it would be really shiny with essentially the majority of the parts involved in her attire. And it's really cool they added the lasso, of course. I think that's why I chose this pop, because you know Wonder Woman with her lasso, of course, she uses it to extract the truth out of anyone that she uses the lasso on, essentially. And it's really cool how they did this. It's got a little bit of a simplistic pose, but because it's holding the lasso, I think that's all it needs to be. The hair is pretty sweet, and overall, it's a great pop for, essentially, once again, a pop that was made, I'm pretty sure, 2017, because this Wonder Woman movie was released in 2017. It's not higher than number 3 because the next 2 pops on this list are actually a bit more detailed in my opinion than this one. So without further ado, let's move on to my number 2 pick. Coming in at number 2 on my list, it is the New York Comic Con 2020 glow-in-the-dark Wonder Woman from Wonder Woman 84. Now, I definitely thought that a Wonder Woman 84 Funko Pop definitely deserved to be on the list because there were some pretty detailed pops, but I definitely thought this was the best out of that entire list. And just overall, there's just so much going on, to which why it is decently high up on the list. I like, once again, even though it's almost looking like the number 3 spot for the Wonder Woman pop from the 2017 movie, this is more of an updated look and how Funko kind of evolves the detail in their Funko Pops. The hair is more like Gal Gadot's hair in this case. I really like the posing that's on here. And usually for Comic-Con pops, I would actually remember where the shared retailer was for each of the pops, but for some reason I can't exactly remember what this was, whether it was a Funko Shop exclusive, or I think this actually, if now as I'm thinking about it, was like a Barnes & Noble's Books A Million like double shared exclusive. I could be wrong. Let me know if you guys remember what the shared retailer was for this Wonder Woman pop. It might have been Barnes & Noble. The reason it didn't make number 1, although it's got such an amazing amount of detail with like the lightning and the lasso, I think the fact that it's glow in the dark, I feel like it didn't need to be glow in the dark because realistically, knowing my past experience with glow in the dark pops, blue is not the greatest color when it comes to glow in the dark, and if it is a great color, it's because you had to sit there and charge the pop for a really long time. But I do see the yellow kind of making up for it because yellow is a pretty decent color. Because it is a bright color, it's easier to kind of charge up with the black light. And just overall, pretty cool, and I really enjoyed this pop when it was announced for New York Comic Con. Before I make it to my number 1 spot on this list, I do have an honorable mention. So my honorable mention for this list is the Entertainment Earth exclusive Diana Prince. Now, in a way, this isn't Wonder Woman, but it is Wonder Woman because Diana Prince is essentially the not the alter ego one. Wonder Woman is the alter ego, realistically, of Diana Prince. Diana Prince is the person behind Wonder Woman, is what I'm trying to explain. So that technically counts as Wonder Woman, but I also wanted to put this in an honorable mention because I remember this scene in Wonder Woman in 2017, and I really enjoyed the scene where she's kind of in disguise, but at the same time, she's holding around the shield, and everyone's kind of looking at her like, what the heck is she holding? So I really enjoyed that scene in Wonder Woman 2017, and they made it into a Funko Pop, which I think was really, really cool. I love the detail involving the blush cheeks, the hat, the glasses, and just how she also has a bit of a pose where she has her fist kind of clinched to the side there. I think it's really cool how they kind of captured that it is Wonder Woman, but she's trying not to be Wonder Woman in this case. I definitely think it deserved to be at least an honorable mention, but it's not mainly because it's not listed as Wonder Woman per se. But let's move on now to my number 1 pick. So coming in at number 1, my favorite Wonder Woman Funko Pop made thus far, it is the GameStop exclusive Jim Lee Wonder Woman Pop Deluxe. I really enjoyed the way this pop looks. I love how, once again, it is a Pop Deluxe because of everything going along with it. I like that rock base and how she has like the one knee kind of like standing up on the one rock where it's kind of kneeled. The attire is really nice and shiny, which I think that's how it should be. The shield is nice and shiny, and I like kind of the way that her hair is blowing in the wind there, where it's not just like all the hair like blowing to one side. You do have kind of a strand going across her face, which I think is really detailed. I like kind of that more beigey color as terms to the headgear that Wonder Woman has, and how her eyes are kind of not all the way open. They're kind of clinched because she's probably making a facial expression at this point. And I like the way that the lasso is too, where it's partially tied up, but because it's probably windy out, it's like kind of partially blowing in the wind there. And her cape is also blowing into the one direction, which is really, really awesome. I think this pop is pretty excellent, and just overall, I think it's a great Wonder Woman Funko Pop. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and let me know your favorite Wonder Woman Funko Pop was the one I listed on this list, or was the one that wasn't actually listed on this list. And like I said earlier, press that subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.